This is ESG GPS Kenya.
And we're really formalizing a collaboration that's really aimed at improving our overall environmental, social and governance strategy in Kenya, and more specifically, the ESG practices that we have for our listed companies. And on the account of these partnerships, we'll be able to collect, measure and analyze corporate sustainability disclosure data. So taking this forward through data and being able to analyze standard data is even now taking us to another level. So it's going to be very easy for anybody to really be able to see how to benchmark one company to the other and even help improve the overall ESG initiatives in organizations. So as a sustainable exchange championing Africa's growth, our partnerships with Risk Insights is aimed at enabling listed companies align as much as possible with the existing sustainable standards to create a global common language and metrics.
The global adoption of ESG criteria represents a true opportunity for African economies and their companies to attract a new pool of greener, more sustainable investment into their economies. The rise of responsible investing over the years and decades rather has translated into an increasing pool of investors that are seeking businesses that have long-term sustainable strategies, and they're allocating their funds according to very well-defined ESG criteria.
For the ESG GPS ratings and other ESG GPS sustainable products, stakeholders can measure actual empirical, independent and consistent evidence of reporting and track company ESG maturity. The tool helps navigate companies and provide stakeholders with meaningful ESG materiality information. X-ray and other products supplement of ESG GPS ratings, but can also be used on a standalone basis. Risk Insights is the largest ESG data provider on the continent. We're currently rating more than 500 companies, and we keep counting. I trust this significant cooperation is being launched at an important juncture of the Kenya. As new president, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto and his administration set the tone for a decisive breakthrough the business as usual economic policies and carry out bold economic reforms in a coherent fashion to accelerate job creation and leave no one behind in the empowerment process while making strong strides towards carbon neutrality to attract impact funding for Kenya.
For ESG, it's somewhat of a new area to many, and all these tools are now available to actually support and guide the various companies in reporting. How we've seen and how we see various companies responding to this, often driven by regulatory compliance. And where there is no regulatory compliance, you are looking at various factors such as the voluntary stock exchange guidelines for disclosures that companies are following. We're also seeing response as a result of the demand and request by various stakeholders. For example, rating agencies. I think all rating agencies now will have ESG as part of the areas they will assess for various companies. We also see significant contribution by ESG towards organizations' strategy and risk management initiatives and responses.
The sustainability conversation has to be purpose-driven, because unless organizations make a deliberate, conscious and intentional effort to drive the agenda, it can become very difficult. At Stanbic, we say Kenya is our home, we drive a growth. And for us, it is about how we view sustainability, and it has to be ingrained in our purpose and the things that we do.
Everything that we do in every organization impacts the environment we operate in. Everything, be it our processes, be it the products that we churn out, all of those impact the environment that we basically operate in. One of the commitments that we've made for ourselves is to make sure that by 2050 we'll be able to hit net zero, and we have taken quite a number of initiatives to deal with this. We are looking at, in the next 5 years, to have at least 90% of all our sites basically running on green energy. And actually, that program has begun, and we do hope that we can get there.
We at Risk Insight are very pleased to be partnering with the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and I am especially proud as a Kenyan that we as a country are moving towards the recognition that long-term success can only be achieved through a Finance Plus model, taking into account the 4 pillars of long-term return, which are people, planet, profit, and purpose.
So through this partnership, we expect that listed companies, asset managers, regulators, and other stakeholders will benefit from a flexible platform that collects, measures, and analyzes corporate sustainability disclosure data. When organizations obtain a real-time picture of the diverse data sets that constitute an accurate understanding of ESG, they can analyze it, individualize it for executives and for specific teams to predict issues in advance and make corrections as quickly as possible and lay the foundation for a virtuous cycle of resilience. In short, unified data science, as we are witnessing today, is key in realizing the world-changing promise of ESG.